How's it going? David from Comic Book Investments. Well, again, the week is over, so it's time to see what I got this week. All right, so let's just jump right into it. All right, we got Alf number 48. Now, the funny thing with this cover is it was kind of controversial, and I believe it might have even been recalled. I'm not really sure because it looks like he's having sex with the seal there, and he says, "So hurry up already." I don't know. It's kind of funny. My friend brought this to my attention, and I thought it was pretty funny. So I got one, and then more and more people found out about it, and they started going up. There's a couple. There's like I think it was a Betty and Me, where Archie says something along the lines of like, uh, sounds like he's jacking them off or something like that. That's what he says, something like that. So there's a couple. There's also this one. I think it's Rifleman 10. It's really funny. It's like it's a photograph, so it's not a drawing, and it's a guy looking down at this kid, and he has this big piece of wood in his hand, and they're both smiling at each other, but the wood is like coming right out of his crotch area. So that's always kind of funny. I like that one. Then I got here Phantom Lady. This is an older one. I think it's from the 40s. Yeah, these are kind of cool. They were very these kind of covers were very, what was that? Seduction of the Innocents. It was like a book that this psychologist wrote, and talking about how comic books are bad for kids, and he used her as an example. Not this cover per se, but another cover like that. And so before I show you this next one, which is kind of cool, which I'll talk about more in depth in my market analysis later this week, if you could hit that subscribe button for me and like it, share it if you like this kind of stuff. All right, thanks. So right here we have SpiderMan 700. Now, there's many different variants of this. Here's also another SpiderMan 700, and I believe this is the normal, non-variant SpiderMan 700. And so what happened was, I believe this one is one of 500. I think that's what it is. I think this one's like one of 25 or one of 10. And I'll basically go into depth what each of these mean. Like, what does one of 25, one of 10, one of 500 mean? In my market analysis video. But basically, they give out variant covers to comic shops that order many issues. So it kind of helps out the comic shops. All right, continuing with Spider-Man. We got number 569. This is the second printing variant. Now, I had no idea. It's very interesting. I always find things that like blow up, and I had no idea that they were going to blow up. So this comic right here, I was looking, and I believe in like a 9.8, it's like $700 or $800, or maybe even $1,000. I can't remember off the top of my head, but I just remember I was like, whoa, what? And I've had this book many times, years and years ago, and it was always like $50 book or something like that. But it's funny how certain variants just like explode out of nowhere, because I think what I've said before is when variant covers come out, you really don't know how many that they made. And then I think after people are able to add them up, you can figure out. It's different from when they do a print run of, say, like that last Ronin that I have, where we made 101, so you know exactly how many it is. When they do issues where it's like 1 of 25, 1 of 50, it's like, well, how many variant covers did you make? Like, it all depends how much the comic shops ordered. So you really don't know how many there are. So things can get more rare as people discover it's more rare. All right. Tails Spence, 57, first Hawkeye. Now he's going to be in, they're making a TV show, and I want to say it's with him and his daughter. I'm not really entirely sure. I think they're going to showcase his daughter, Kate Bishop, because they want to put her in the new, they're going to try to do like this Young Avengers movie. I mean, it's too early to tell. I don't really know too much about it, but I think that's what they're going to try to do. Here's Captain America Comics 52. This is just a old Captain America comics. They always do really, really well. Anytime I can pick up one, they never sit long. They're always just gone, right? People just love these old timelies. Conan, number 1. Now, Conan existed years and years and years ago, but I believe I think they either got the rights to him, Marvel did, or he fell into, basically the copyright expired. And usually the way the copyright laws work is depending on when, but I think during this time, it was 20 years after the death of the original person that created them, or there was also one where it's like 40 years after they were created, then the copyright expires, and then so I'm not exactly sure if the copyright expired so they're able to do it, or if they got the rights to it. Stranger Tales 180. This is the first appearance of Gamora. This is a pretty high grade copy, actually. I'll probably think it'll come back like around 9.6 or so. But yeah, she's going to appear in more Guardians. What is it? We're going to be on 3 or 4? 3, I think it is now. Which I think they're making now. So she's still popular in the MCU. Strange Tales 115. This is the first origin of Doctor Strange, and also it's, I believe, the second appearance of the Sandman. I believe so. But yeah, just kind of cool book to have. This I've never had. Blue Beetle number 32. It's kind of cool. He's like punching Hitler on the cover. It's very common of that kind of stuff after like Captain America came out with him punching Hitler. A lot of them was like, oh, let's do that. And it's interesting. You can never do that stuff now. Like you couldn't. It's comics back in the day weren't at all PC. Like there's people just getting murdered on the covers, their heads chopped off, all sorts of stuff. You could do that now. And this is like Fox Publishing. It wasn't like a nothing publisher. I mean, it wasn't one of the bigger ones, but it was still a bigger one. So it wasn't like some indie title. But it's like, can you imagine if, you had a cover of, Superman or Captain America or someone like that just punching some like foreign leader, whatever. Even if you didn't, it just wouldn't fly today. It just wouldn't happen. And then we got Marvel Comics Super Special number 1. I believe it's the first Kiss appearance. They did a bunch of other appearances in like Howard the Duck. I think they had another special with them in it. And every time I look it up, I've heard 2 different things. In the comic, they have it where they have Kiss taking their blood out and putting it in the red ink to make these comics. Now, I don't know if that's true. It could have been done for the comics, but when I've looked it up, I've heard a few say no, that was as a publicity stunt, and then I've also heard no, that actually happened. So maybe someone can like correct me in the comments, but I believe it's true that they did take their blood out and put it into the ink that they used, as far as I know. All right, this one is going to be a little more rapid fire, less detail, just kind of showcase some stuff. FF67, first appearance of him, which later turns into Warlock. X-Men 64, first Sunfire, which has been coming up quite a bit. I'll just grab this stack. Silver Surfer 16. I think it's the second appearance of Mephisto, but he's kind of losing. Like, I think he kind of spiked because people thought he'd be in WandaVision when he wasn't. Thor 165. That's when him turns into Warlock. I got myself a SpiderMan 300 this week. A giant size X-Men number 1. It's pretty nice, actually. Submariner 20. old Submariner book. Let me remove these. This Avengers West Coast number 56. It's I think it's the first like Dark Scarlet Witch or something, and I don't know, maybe there's speculation on that one, so I have one of those. Sentry number 1. Always loved like this type of art from Stranko. It's Nick Fury number 4. Let's see. Got myself a Batman 189. A Hulk 182. And X-Men 95. Yeah. So, I mean, this is some of the stuff that I got in. I don't like, I have tons and tons of stuff I get in every week, but I try to showcase stuff that I haven't showcased before, or if I think it's kind of cool. So, yeah. So if you like this kind of stuff, subscribe, like the video, share it with people, trying to grow this channel so anything can help. All right. Thank you.